Hi, it's me. Welcome to the stream. It is in fact a Monday afternoon. I'm not doing this in the evening like I have been doing for the past few streams, because I wanted to actually get back into the habit of streaming in the afternoon rather than the evening. Anywho, I sat on this for a few days, and I didn't do anything to correct my mistakes or anything. I'm just gonna go into it, and whatever happens, happens. We have 2 bosses to get through, and whatever potentially might happen after that, and then we just play Animal Crossing afterwards. And oops, I keep moving things on my desk, and it'll be a good time, because I'll be done and over with this, and it'll be great. Anywho, I hope you're all having a nice, as I said, Monday afternoon. Had to reach down to get my controller. Let us get into it, shall we? Give it a second. I'm still going through and doing whoops, one of those should not be there. This should not be there. One of the going through and looking through the various things I can do with Mix It Up. I'm still going through the settings and seeing what I can use. Currently, I don't have anything in particular other than Post's dog, and then there's one that's in there, but don't press that one specifically because I don't have that fully set up yet. I'm gonna get more in there, but for now, just the only one that's really viable is Post's dog. So let me adjust my volume, because I think the game is fine for the most part, but my volume that I can hear the game, not from you specifically, the viewer. But hopefully this will be fine. But we're gonna be doing this, and then we're gonna go and God forbid, it's doing the bacon. Okay, hang on. Alright, 1 second. Let me just... Okay, and then, come on, plug that back in. Okay. Deactivate, activate. Alright, are you normal now? You look normal now, that's good. I just had to re-plug it in, that's all. If I sound a bit tired, I am a little bit tired. I don't sleep very well. My sleep schedule is abysmal. But in any case, it's time for Egg Dragoon. Do I want to change the music? Let's play Palm Tree Panic. That's fun. Let's play that instead. Gonna be coming in here wondering why this is playing, but for my own sanity more than anything else. Because I don't want to repeat of last time. Hopefully this will go a bit faster, but, you know, reaction time isn't very good. Whatever happens, happens. Woo! Alright, here we go. Also, I'm sorry if my mouth continues to not move a lot. I don't have the lights on, and I don't feel like configuring my stuff right now. I might do that in between. Oh, it's a little hard to hear the... Shoot. And I'm out of rings again. Oh, get back here. God dang it. Oh, that was a little bit scary. Okay, here we go. It's like it hasn't even been a few days. time for a change of pace, buddy. For God's sake. Alright, well this isn't gonna go well. Yeah, there it goes. And I don't even get the rings back, it's real fun. Alright. I mean, that's gonna bother me if my mouth keeps not moving. 1 second. Hang on. Where is it? Microphone. Animate jawbone. Where is it that I can make it so that it tracks my lip sync through? Oops, that was the wrong one. Hang on. And then face tracking, normalize mouth, audio lip sync key. Let's do. That's probably going to be a mistake. Let me change that instead to that one. Okay. So then. Okay, so it's hybrid lip sync mouth tracking. Okay. I think we're good then. Hopefully it'll be fine. Anywho. Get back into that. Buttons. Oh, they're not pressing. Why are they not pressing? Okay, just missed that. Okay. Alright, let's actually do this correctly this time. Oh, okay, it's been a little bit. Give me a moment to actually get used to this again. Oh boy.
Here goes. Time for a change of pace.
Chill. Chill. Got him. Okay.
Here goes.
Why does he do that? Why does he make it that much harder for me? Oh, camera, what's happening here? Ow. I was looking at my model because the camera's weird on that. Hey. Come on.
Here goes. Time for a change of
I'm getting pretty good at the timing of it.
Not bad.
I need to pause because my hands are sweaty. And this is not a very good, what I'm wearing right now isn't very good for making sure that my hands aren't sweaty. Oy. Okay, I can do it. Great. Wonderful. Here we go. You're kidding me.
Prepare to be skewered.
Do, 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 do. Alright. Come on.
Here goes.
I'm not dealing with this anymore, Eggman. We're beating this game. You're kidding me. This is disgusting is what this is.
Here goes.
I got 68 rings. How have I managed to do that? How have I done that? Oh, there they go. Oh yeah, that's good. Ah, dang it.
Separation attack.
Separation attack! Owie! Okay.
Prepare to be skewered.
Good. Can I have some rings, please?
Here goes.
Okay. Come on, man.
Here goes.
I keep thinking about buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards lately, even though I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in a good hot minute.
Prepare to be skewered.
Cheese and crackers. Okay. Jump.
Parallel attack. Prepare to be skewered.
Alright. Can we please go to the next phase, perhaps? I would love to go to the falling down phase. Just to get it over with. Why are my hands so sweaty? I swear to God, Sonic! I was trying to wipe my hands off and then it pressed the start button, so...
Prepare to be skewered.
That's cool. I swear to God! There's like a 6-second window there.
Here goes.
I'm getting some toilet paper. That's what I use as tissues. I need to wipe my hands. Give me for 1 second. Okay. Howdy. I'm getting upset at video games again. I changed the music to try to help me. I don't know if it's helping me or not.
Here goes. Prepare to be skewered. Parallel attack. Parallel attack.
What do you mean?
Here goes.
Cool. Sonic! You need to hit him, is what you need to do. I'm getting so very sweaty. I don't know how this is happening.
Here goes. Prepare to be skewered.
It's just that he's not changing. He's not changing his attack pattern. And I can't reach him ever.
Separation attack.
First step. Well, that might have been the second death, actually. Excuse me.
Freeze. Burn.
So I do get closer to him the further along I go. Okay.
Here goes. Time for a
This is the penultimate boss. The final boss supposedly is much easier than this. I don't remember if it was or not. I didn't have my hand on the controller, so I suffered for it.
Here goes. Time for a change of pace.
It's time for a change of pace. A change of scenery is always nice.
Not bad.
I played a good chunk of Sonic games. I played Sonic Colors, I played Sonic Unleashed for the Wii, so I have not finished it. I played Sonic CD, I played the Sonic Advance trilogy, yeah, that's good, thank you game, that's so cool how that happened. I've played Sonic Forces, a little bit of Sonic Lost World, Sonic 2, Sonic CD, which this music originally comes from. I don't know if I said CD already. A bit of Sonic Mania, and then a bit of spin-off games like Sonic Team Racing, Team Sonic Racing, and I've only played a little bit of the most recent one, Sonic Cross World. God dang it. But only some of those I played on the channel, some of them I haven't.
Time for a change of pace.
If you couldn't tell, this music isn't supposed to be playing with this boss. I just decided to change it to uplift my mood a bit. It's not helping with the mood, but I enjoy it.
Prepare to be skewered.
Cool. Okay. There we go.
Separation attack.
Got him! Finally! Good lord. Okay, 1 second. My hands are sweaty again. Hello? Is that a car? I accidentally pressed the button again! Let me take a sip of water, too. We have red, white, and blue pop today, folks. A lovely summery concoction for December 27th, 29th. Which class specifically? Because I managed to pass all of them somehow. Come on. There we go. And I don't feel like I deserved it. I don't feel like I earned it because I really, like, did not do well with a lot of my assignments. You pushed me into it, game! How am I supposed to dodge that? Because I didn't really put a lot of time and effort into a lot of the assignments I have. And I also feel frustrated because of the amount of people who seem to be using ChatGPT for a lot of their assignments. Which really makes me upset. Sonic. But I guess I'm too far away from this particular new generation of folks who are... Woo! Who are studying at school. There we go, good lord. Alright, put me in, coach. I mean, that's fair. Da, 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 da. Oh, good lord. Oh, I'm so close. Sonic! Oh my god, I've done it. Oh, he's dead. Oh my god, he's dead. Thank Christ almighty. See, what it is that sometimes I gotta take a break from a game and then come back to it and then I can do the thing. Oh my god, an S rank. Hey! Boom Boom Dragoon. Oh no, just an A rank. I did get perfect clear this time, so that's cool. Button. There's the button.
Sonic!
I can't believe this. I was supposed to beat you this time.
I can't believe
I'm
this.
sorry, I didn't get that memo. I beat you every time. No, seriously, we beat this guy every time. It's like it's our job or something.
What's Eggman even doing here? I thought you said he'd been kidnapped by that big weird thing that sent us all to this place.
He was. And how did he say that? Because he can't speak. Oh, there he goes.
See? He was kidnapped. This is getting stranger all the time.
This is getting stranger all the time. Looks like the Eggman fell off the wall. And he had a great fall. And then you put the sunglasses on my face and the music plays. That's a good song, actually, the CSI Miami song. That's pretty sure that's another police song. Because the regular CSI has the Who. Oh wait, no, it's the Who I'm thinking of. Who Are You by the Who. That's a good joke. That's a +2 joke for me. Hey, Cyan Emerald. You got the Chaos Emerald. I don't know the lyrics to a lot of older songs. I really don't. I should, but I don't. Anywho, we gotta go this way now. Oops. These gears are broken. If you insert a Chaos Emerald into each gear, its power may be able to repair it. Collect all Chaos Emeralds to repair the gears. This is such a weird way that they've decided to, like, this is how you unlock the final boss. Actually, hang on, let me switch to Classic. Just get a feel for the control. Bring him back. Bring him back now, y'all. Alright, there's one. Nice. Ah! Two hops. Reverse. Oh, Sonic! Alright, how am I supposed to get up there? Maybe I should do this with... I was gonna say lowercase Sonic, with modern Sonic instead or something. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Purple. Alright. Blue. Or indigo. I guess it's blue. It's a bit more blue. You want to... Do you want to start moving the cogs, maybe? Bud? Oh, I think I broke it. Bud, you gotta move the cogs. Why are they not moving? Have I broken the game by accidentally leaving the area? Oh, now they're moving. Oh, now you decide to move. Okay, cool. This is fine. God dang it. Alright. Cool. We're up here now. Okay, so next is this one, I guess? Okay. Give it a second. I don't want to keep falling back down over and over again. That's why I'm waiting instead. Red. Two more. Almost there. Cyan. This is in fact how gears work as far as I can tell. Like, the cogs are doing the right thing. They're going in the right directions and all that jazz. All that jazz. And white says clear. And we didn't even see this part. The world's biggest portal known to man. This portal's on fire. Oh, there's a fire pit down below, and that's how it opens up. I see now. I probably knew this when I was younger, but it's been a while. Anywho. Beat the dark and mysterious enemy of this world. Yeah, see, there's a little bit of a... There's fire down there, so... You know what? Let's head in there with classic. Just to be different. Just to be a little bit different. Okay. Boss battle. Here we go. There he is! That's what it actually looks like.
Okay, whatever you are. If you want to avoid an embarrassing beatdown, you better give up now.
I don't even remember that line.
You're not in a position to demand anything, you nasty little
Pin
pin
cushion.
Eggman! But how?
He had a little help.
Dr. Robotnik!
Nobody calls me that anymore. If you would be so kind as to explain, gentleman genius Dr. Eggman from the future. It will be my pleasure, most excellent and efficacious Dr. Eggman of the past.
Normal things to say.
After my most recent setback, I
So this is
stumbled
after the
upon
end of Sonic
primordial
Colors.
form of this unique creation, which I discovered had amazing abilities even I have never been able to master. It could erase time and space. I then had the brilliant idea to use my discovery to undo my previous defeats. In order to perfect it, I needed the help of somebody as smart as I am. The only person that smart is me. Oh, you are too kind, my dear future self, and I was happy to help. I captured your friends, flinging them through time to bait my traps.
Oh
The
no.
more your monster tears through time, the more damage you do to the world.
The world? I'm going to own the world when I'm finished with Sonic! Wow.
Good.
Will I really get that crazy? We'll see who's crazy after I destroy both Sonics. Forever.
This will have
You mean after we destroy them? Less arguing, more destroying.
this will have
Destroy me? You and what mustache?
large
I beat
repercussions
you all the time by myself.
on the
And now
timeline.
there's two of me.
Then I'll have twice as much fun defeating you.
Okay, I think the capture card's doing a thing again. I'll let the cutscene play first though.
Keep moving.
Move all you want. I'm still going to stump you into a blue jelly.
It was a little hard to hear, but he did in fact just whack them. Like there was no like whacking sound effect whatsoever. Sonic Curry.
That was just to soften you up. Now it's time to meet your doom.
Do it, Sonic!
Come on, Sonic! Smack him!
Not you.
You've got this, Sonic.
You
You
got
can
this,
win,
Sonic.
Who are they? They are insignificant.
That was a meme for a little
You've
while.
got the power, Sonic.
Focus your spirit.
We're with you guys! I believe in you, Sonic! Don't give in, Sonic!
I know you can do this, Sonic.
You can win, Sonic! You always do!
The power of friendship, and this gun I have. I'll beat you up.
Time to scramble some Eggman, supersonic style.
I believe this is also Sonic 4 music. Alright. me to deactivate, activate, see if that helps. If not, well then we'll just unplug it and plug it back in. Thank you, Omochao. Time eater.
Sonic, can you hear me? I worked with me to modify these transceivers. Even though we're in different dimensions, you should still be able to hear us. We're gonna help too. We'll get Mr. Eggman together.
Oops, I gotta get rings. I gotta get rings. That's the big thing about this Supersonic is that you always need to have some rings. Thanks, man.
That shot will track you.
Be careful, Sonic.
Okay. There's like a bunch of different,
Switch and go after it.
there's a lot of memes about
Look out. It's a warping arm attack.
about how they just keep, like... Where am I? Okay. I have no clue where I am right now.
Is something the
Looks like a
matter?
homing shot. Be careful, Sonic.
About how much they help you throughout this fight.
Switch and go after it.
I don't really know how to hit it in that form. That's also part of the problem.
Is something the
That shot
matter?
will track you. Careful, Sonic.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard it tracks me.
Keep dodging so you don't get crushed.
God damn it. Yeah, with Supersonic you always start with 50 rings and then you... Oh, that's not what I need to do.
Keep dodging or you'll be crushed.
There we go.
Still looks dangerous.
What? Oh, okay. Sure. But yeah, you start out with 50 rings and then you have to...
Is something the matter?
Homing shot.
If you
Be careful, Mr. Sonic.
lose all your rings, then you're dead.
That looks like a homing shot.
Thank you.
It'll take more than that. To defeat
Clock Castle. Now that one's a -2. I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
to defeat us.
Where am I?
Switch and go after the bad guy.
How about
Thank you, Cream.
Looks like a homing shot.
Be careful, Sonic.
And it's letting me know that I'm running out of rings. That's good. Minute me. Is it? I don't... That sounds like it's a real dish, but it's not. I'm running out of rings. I'm running out of rings.
is something the
That
matter?
looks like a homing shot.
So I've heard. Okay, I got some rings back. That's good. You're free to continue going. I won't necessarily stop
The
you,
homing shot. Careful, Sonic.
but I am missing rings, which is bad. Don't really know how to dodge that.
Looks like time energy is building up.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but thanks regardless.
The flow of time will slow down.
Okay.
The time flow will go back to normal. Oh, laser beam.
Well, that's unfortunate. Did he just blast that, like, on top of the rings?
It'll take more than that.
Oh, I'm running out of rings.
To defeat us.
That looks like a homing
Oh, there we go.
shot. Careful, Sonic.
Nice, 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 nice.
Time is going to slow down.
I hate you. Come back here. Get back here.
The time flow will go back to normal.
It'll take more than that. To defeat
Looks
us.
like a homing shot. Careful, Sonic.
It's not like he smacks the rings out of me or anything, he just like puts me back a little bit, so it's fine.
You won't be able to move if it catches you.
It'll take more than that. To defeat us. Looks like a homing
Okay.
Be careful, Sonic.
Can I please go? Please. Okay, thank you.
Don't let your guard down now.
You dead yet? No? Cool. God damn it, right there.
Sonic, press the L1 and R1
Okay.
buttons at the same time to combine your powers.
We've done it. And that was far easier than the Egg Dragoon. But yeah, it's an easy boss fight, and I can see how people think it would be boring, is all. Hey, who S rank? And that was Sonic Generations, everybody. We got our chili bat dog back
Still
from the
warm.
start.
Time travel.
And everybody's all happy.
I'll admit, you weren't half bad, Sonic.
Half bad? Are you kidding? He was all great. He collects how many? Wow, where does somebody put all those gold rings? You know what? I don't know. I keep forgetting to ask.
I think those lines were cut from the remake as well.
It was great teaming up with you. Hope you learned a few tricks that'll help you out in the future. I mean, the past. You know what I mean.
He tried to do a little boost. I didn't understand what he was doing when I was a kid, but
Dude, sweet! And you're only gonna get better!
There's our ride.
Sonic has far too much self-confidence for his own good. The thing is, though, that they're going back
Hey,
through,
Sonic! Enjoy your future! It's gonna be great!
and that was a meme for a while. They're going to Green Hill Zone, even though Tails isn't from there. Yeah, that was a big meme for a while. Enjoy your future, it's gonna be great, because a lot of people consider many of the, you know, Sonic games to be subpar at best. But, like, some of it was good, some of the various games over the years have been good, some of them have been, you know, mediocre. Like, I have big nostalgia for Sonic Heroes, but I know it's a very glitchy mess. And I know that many will have nostalgia for Sonic Adventure 2. And that's also a glitchy, kind of stilted mess as well. But yeah, if I were to play this again, it would be probably one through the remake and also not directly through OBS, because I don't think that helps me. I should really get like an Elgato sometime, but I have to save my money because I have to pay for rent and such for where I'm living while I'm at college, away at college. Plus I gotta make sure I have enough money to pay off my student loans. I'll have more student loans after I'm done with school, which is so cool. Yeah, this is a very nice little tribute to Sonic's history. This was, you know, the 20th anniversary, and we're coming up on the 35th anniversary now, so yeah, this game's a little over 14 years old now. And since this game, there's been quite a number of Sonic titles. There's been a Sonic Boom theories, which we don't like to talk about too much. There's been Sonic Lost World. What was after Sonic Boom? Oh, he is gonna be old enough to run for president. He's not American, but he could pass for one. Trying to think of what came out when Forces came out. Up and down and all around. Right, yeah. Up and down and all around. And then this is a good classic song. Love this song. This is a great song. Like, this is the essence of like late 90s, early 2000s rock. For sure. Oh, my eyes are itching. Follow my plane instead. What else came out? There was Sonic Frontiers. There's Sonic Mania and Sonic Superstars happened at some point. Any other big Sonic games? I feel bad for forgetting if there are. There was Sonic Dream Team, but that was also a mobile game. An Apple Arcade exclusive that Sega refuses to port alongside, the Puyo game that involves Sig as the main antagonist, which is so cool that it's been like 2 years and they haven't been able to port those. The licensing for those exclusively to Apple Arcade should have expired by now. I would like to be able to play them. Anywho, Sonic Heroes. Yeah, and then the Shadow the Hedgehog, DLC expansion thing to do. In the remake of this game, did include stuff from Sonic Frontiers, despite the fact that Shadow was not a part of that. There's also been the Sonic movie series that's been happening. That's a big thing that's happened. There's been quite a few Sonic racing games since this game has come out. Like, Sonic Free Riders, I think? No, it came out the year before, same year as Sonic Colors. The Sonic All-Star Racing, that came out. And All-Stars Racing Transformed. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed. And this game, which came out for the 15th anniversary, meaning that's almost 20 years old. I mean, it looks the part. Hoo 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 hoo, ha ha ha, hee hee hee, Sonic the Hedgehog is a bad game, jokes funny. Apologies. It's beating a dead horse. Like, Sonic 06 it's truly one of those games where it's like, it had so much potential, and if they had, like, given themselves enough time to develop it fully, then it would have been, like, really great. So, when Sonic Frontiers came out, it came out the year after Sonic's 30th birthday, I think? Specifically so that, or it's been decayed for years now, it's just dirt. Fair enough. But yeah, like, when they put Sonic Frontiers out, they were originally going to make it for the 30th anniversary, I believe. But then, like, there was a decision, thankfully, thank God, for them to actually, like, put the time and effort to, like, delay the game a bit so they could polish it up a bit. I haven't played much of it, but people say that's a fun game, for what it's worth. And it's a lot darker in a similar vein to Sonic 06 and, like, Sonic Adventure 2 and, like, Shadow the Hedgehog. So fans of, like, more darker Sonic stories will like that. I played mostly of the games that were more lighthearted in their stories, like Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors, and Sonic Heroes. Nothing to say that I'm not all for, like, darker stories. It's just not usually what I've played as Sonic. Like, this one's a more lighthearted story in general, there's not a whole lot going on with it. And it's mostly jokey jokes. But there is, like, the looming threat of, the looming threat of, time collapsing because, the Eggmans did their thing and such. God, what a beautiful song. I love this song so much. I had like the Sonic Colors soundtrack on my MP3 player in middle school. Hey, my boy. A little hard to hear, but that is a crowd from, oh gosh, what is it? A convention in Britain, like the year before, I believe. Or something like that, a few months prior to that. And they got the entire crowd to say, "Happy birthday, Sonic!" And they put that at the end of the game, which was very cute. Like actual Sonic fans saying, "Happy birthday."
Over here? What? You were the one who said you saw a door over here! Well, I know it was one of us. Shut up and keep looking.
And then there's no arguing, it's just they zoom out and you can hear them moving. It's very weird and kind of awkward.
What time is it? It's the exact same time as when you asked earlier, and it'll be the exact same time when you ask later. There is no time here! Let me just say that this was a brilliant plan that you came up with. Don't get too self-righteous. It'll be your plan pretty soon. I'm gonna dedicate the rest of my life to forgetting it.
Whoops.
I heard that. Do we ever win? That depends on your definition of win.
Up until this point,
Beating
once.
Sonic. Oh, well then no.
He technically did
That doesn't
beat
give me
Sonic,
much
but
hope.
kind of. Not
Maybe
really.
I'll go back and get my teaching degree. That's not a bad idea. I've always enjoyed telling people what to do.
Yeah, in Sonic Riders, he won Super Sonic Custom Skill, yay! In Sonic Riders, he technically beat Sonic and got the prize, which was just a carpet. It wasn't even like a magic carpet, I think. It was just a carpet. Anywho, that's Sonic Generations. Now we're going to forget this game ever existed again, and whenever Sonic the Hedgehog 4 comes out, then we'll think about it again. But it's I know I struggled a bit. I know a bit, understatement, but I know I struggled with it, but like there can be far worse games and far worse Sonic games when it's not being played like I play it. It's a very good game for all the flaws that I do give it. So now we got to go to BRB because I do in fact. Whoops. Come on now, man. Okay, well, chat is working. It just did that weird thing there. But I'm going to go on BRB to set up the Switch. Because I just have to do a couple of things to set that up, and then I'll be good to go. Okay, 1 second. That kind of just ended abruptly. Sorry about that. Anywho, let us deactivate, activate. Hello. Nintendo Switch. Oh, there it is. It wasn't in the dock fully. That's what the problem was. It wasn't in the dock fully. All right, let's check the sound. See if that's okay. Oh, you're doing things again. Why do you do this? Deactivate, activate. Okay, that looks normal. Let's check the sound. I typically try to do it through. Here's probably fine. Hopefully you can hear me fairly well over the game here. Hopefully that's fine. This is when I played on someone else's stream. I wasn't streaming, but I was the only person at the time who also had Mario Party Jamboree, so. Anywho. Animal Crossing. Hooray! I did play this before, like a week or so ago. But that's the most recent that, besides that, I have not played it in, multiple years. My mom's asking me where she got my cabinets in my room from, and I don't know. I genuinely do not know. Ugh. But I don't necessarily need to cool off now, because we beat the boss, and that's fun. That's great. Sig is falling down. Help him. Oh, he's falling down. Okay. Ooh, so we'll play this for like an hour or so, and then we'll end the stream. I haven't played this game in a little while. If the game is in fact too quiet, please do let me know. I will not be reading the announcements because that's not typically how I play this game. Moving on the monitor a little bit so it's easier for me to see. Hi, Isabel. Looks a little quiet on my end, so we're gonna crank it just a little bit. Event announcement to share. On New Year's Eve, we'll be saying goodbye to 2025 and greeting the new year with a big countdown. We're going all out with fireworks and more, so please come to the plaza to ring in the new year. I probably will not do that. I've done that in previous years, but not this year. Get back to work, supporting you and your enjoyment, your island enjoyment. So when I was playing this game, not on stream, not too long ago. Oh, no, okay, hang on, maybe it was a little too loud. I was, in fact, doing a lot of cleanup, because the island is a bit, it's been a mess for a good long while, so. I also changed my outfit. I have a little wintry outfit going on right now. But I have not streamed this game in like over a year, probably like a year and a half at this point. I swear to God. Yeah, just making sure that things are ready for when the update comes out in, what is it, January something? When is the update? Let me check. Okay, any other flowers? Yep. Hello, Jambet. Nope. How? How have I done this? Oh, for... Alright, hang on. Animal Crossing update. When is the date for that? It is... It's not telling me. January 15th. Okay. So we have about, like, 3 weeks? If I look at the calendar. 2.5 weeks. Yeah, 2.5 weeks till that comes out. I probably won't stream it right away when it comes out, but I'll play a little bit on my own, but I might stream a little bit after it comes out. So that'll be fun. We leave the roses where they are because they're rosing. Because they're rosing. Yep, that's definitely what I said. I'm doing okay. I beat Sonic, and that's about the highlight of my day today. Get these. But yeah, we're just doing a lot of cleanup, trying to make sure that the island looks nice. I might change things around at some point, or I just might do the whole new island mechanic if that's available to me as someone who doesn't have who isn't going to get the Switch 2 upgrade. Because I don't know if I'll otherwise be able to really, like, there's, like, this island is sort of in stasis from, like, a few years ago, and I don't feel comfortable, like, changing a bunch, and it's partially also because my brother's contributed to the island looking the way that it does, so I don't want to mess up his work. I know that he probably won't care, but I care, and that's what's important here. My streaming journey? I mean, I've been streaming for, like, approx 5 years now. And it's been ups and downs, and I've only just recently discovered a way to actually have subscriptions and channel points, because they let people who aren't affiliate do that now, apparently. So that's fun. But it's weird to think of it as a streaming journey, I'll say that much. You are not in line with the rest of them. Yeah, okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, I didn't come to this area. See all those weeds there? I have not come here yet. Yeah, we won't do the typical... What I used to do when I was playing this game regularly, like every day, was like do various, get my fossils, get potentially, when the update for the gyroids came out, get the gyroids and plant those, and then like, get the rocks for the money, and like find the money hole for the money tree, all those fun things. But now that I am, like, I've gotten the majority of stuff from this game, I don't really have a need to do those things anymore. Thank you so much, James Rones, for the follow. I appreciate it. Though you strike me a little bit as a person who probably won't come back after the stream. Apologies, it's happened a lot of times. And I'm going to be honest about that, because I'm honest about a lot of things. And I don't really mind. It just happens. There are so many snowflakes. Oh my god. Let's see. Did I get this side? I got this side. Okay. Jeez, and crackers, there's 4 birds up there. Oh, good lord. Okay, hang on. Oh, little... Okay, 2024. That was birthday of Chops. Then a fishing tourney. Well, I was just playing Sonic beforehand, and I do play a lot of games. I am a variety streamer. I don't like playing just one game all the time, despite my obsessive nature. I prefer doing a lot of different games. Friga's birthday, Jambette's birthday, Halloween, the countdown, January tourney, and then there wasn't one until June for some reason. Bug off. Fishing tourney. Birthday to my brother. That's not his actual birthday. Catch up. Another bug off. Turkey day. Nook Friday. Oh, I guess that's just Black Friday then, huh? I didn't even realize that they had Black Friday in this game. And then my birthday, which I didn't celebrate this year in Animal Crossing. I often do. but I didn't this year. I've also, they have like a birthday thing for, a Miku game that I own, and I did that for a few years, but then I stopped after I stopped playing it for a while, and now the summer countdown, the New Year's countdown. Alright. What are my pockets looking like? That's fine. We can get some more. Alright, let's start on the right and work our way, counterclockwise, I believe. Ooh. Hello, Blue Bear. Alright, stick. Yeah, hopefully you all are having a nice Monday afternoon. There really is not a whole lot going on for me. It feels more like a Sunday rather than a Monday. For some reason, I do not know why. Maybe it's because I think Christmas threw me off a little bit. I don't know. My Christmas was fine for the most part. I didn't get a whole lot of presents. But that's, you know, fine. Sometimes that happens. But, I mostly spend it with family. My dad made a big old brunch and also a big old dinner. And it was definitely a lot of food, and I have probably gained plenty of pounds since then. No, not there. Here. There we go. They can't be touching each other. It's like Sudoku World, so they can't be touching each other. Anything over here? We got a bottle, which probably has a recipe that I already have. From Pom Pom. I don't remember if Pom Pom's been in my town before. Oh! It's something I haven't had before. Wooden box. What is the animal? Because I am supposed to be a vampire bat, if that's what you're wondering. What button is it? Minus? That's the save button. That's not the button. It's ZL? ZL. Okay, there we go. Wooden box. How have I not gotten this before? That's insane. Whatever. That's just a thing that I can make later. Oh, it is in fact a 3D model. It is fully 3D because I wanted to use this with VR chat, and currently I can't really use VR with VR chat very much because my controller's a bit broken, but maybe one day I'll get either A, a new controller, or B, a new headset to play more VR chat. That would be nice. Alright. I don't like having two of them next to each other, so we're going to take this. We're gonna put the pink down here instead. I did not make it. The credits are in my description. This was made by Uber the Meh, who has made a bunch of different 3D models since then. Trying to think of what she's most well known for in terms of 3D models. I don't really know, honestly. She's made quite a few of them for a different number of both VTubers and just in general. But I'm hoping to get a new model because this one's a little bit old at this point. But it has served its purpose very well. Oh, there's so many. Oh my god, there's so many. Part of me wants to go and make a house, but also, like, that's gonna take a lot of time, and I don't know if I'm gonna have the creative juices to make a house right now, at this moment. Alright, this one. Oh, yeah, I really did not get to this area of town at all. I really just took to the right side when I played last time. And I was like, I'm gonna do the rest later. And later is now. Later is, in fact, now. Hopefully when the update comes out, there'll be a lot more, interesting, you know, things that they'll add. They showed off some of the things. And they did show off some of the villagers that are coming into the new update. And the fact that none of the other, like, returning amiibo, villagers, aside from Cece and Viche, really sucks. Cause I thought the other, like, villagers there were neat. Oh. Is it fishing tourney? What's happening? Why CJ here? Hi, CJ. So if someone never gets challenged, I have to buy up the fish and pay premium. I probably won't, but I'll talk to you soon, QB. Just give me 1 second. Not right now. Till 5 AM or so tomorrow. Cube. Cube! Ah! Defender of the polyverse. Oh, hi, Pumpkin. I was just thinking about my house, because I do that sometimes. It's super comfy for me and for the bugs on the floor. But I wonder what other folks would think of it. I know. Would you like come over and check it out, Ice Pop? Sure, I'll check it out. Let's like boogie on over there. And I have to go back because this house is on the bottom right corner. Whoops. My water bottle fell over. Can't believe you're here. Kick back and relax, Ice Pop. When did you change your shirt? How long has that been your shirt? Feel free to check out my house from corner to corner. When did you get this thing? I don't even remember this thing. What is that? Seating. He's so happy I'm here. Since you're here and all, how about we play a game, Pumpkin? Okay. Funnest game I know. It's called High Card, Low Card. Alright. No, I got this. I'm sure I can remember. Go with my bicycle helmet. Gonna draw one random card first. 8. Let's go lower. You know, you could make like an Animal Crossing Animal Ease thing out of like Vocaloids. Is it gonna be 9? The answer is 7. Just one below. You got it! Bicycle helmet. Will I need this? Probably not. Will I take it anyways? Sure. I don't think I have that color, actually. So that's a keeper. Cube, I have to clean up the island now, so I have to go. I'm sorry. Really? Come over anytime, especially if I'm home. And awake. Nothing's more fun than staring at my sailor-style shirt. Except maybe surfing the web or window shopping. Even eating pizza. Reading novels is pretty fun too. And there's also building models. That's so fun. Besides all those, nothing's more fun than staring at my sailor-style shirt. Good night. Can I leave now? Wooden block bed is so comfy. I could sleep in it all day. No worries though, my tummy wakes me up, Ice Pop. Can I please leave now? Yes. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Oh, I almost forgot. I got you this boa fleece. I thought you'd dig it. You already gave me a bike helmet. You don't have to give me another thing. QB. God bless you. I love you, sweetheart. Thanks for coming over. I had all kinds of fun, Ice Pop. But I really do need to go. Cube is like one of the people that just continuously comes over to my house when I'm trying to clean it up. Despite the fact that I'm trying to clean it up. That and who else is... who else lives here? You, Chops. Chops likes to come into my house a lot, and it sucks. Because I'm trying to clean things, and then they just come over, and I cannot I cannot do anything because they're annoying me. They're bothering me. Apologies to the little Animal Crossing characters, but I'm busy. There's the hole. I thought I heard something. I did not hear anything. Okay. Thought I heard a balloon. It was not a balloon. I have to take away this hole. God damn it. Okay, and then there was this flower here. And we're probably gonna have to sell these afterwards. Because I'm not gonna have enough room left. Yep, nope, okay, my pockets are full already. Buried again. What do I have? Give me a second. Where is it? Where is it? Right there. I need to put things away. Oh, actually, hang on. Let me look at what the phone police looks like before I put it away. Oh, that's nice. Alright. Put this in here. There we go. Alright, we will get that flower and then we'll get some of the weeds out here and then that'll be it. Where is it? There it is. It might break though. This thing might break at some point, and that'll suck. Do I have space for rocks? I do. Okay, cool. Yeah, this island in particular, this island that I own here, it is a combination effort of between me and my brother. This area in particular was done by my brother. The area in front of his house, which is this area, as well as the area surrounding it over there, that was done by my brother. Things that are outside of that area are mostly been me. The pathways were him, I believe, if I remember correctly. I think these pathways I did, though. I don't know for sure, though. I don't remember. Not out of room yet. Okay. You. And then hopefully I have enough room for the rest of the weeds over here. Probably not. There's a lot. And then this entire garden area was done by me. Okay, we have no space. But I don't really make food so much. I don't see a reason to do so. I don't have a lot of recipes or anything, so. Let me see if I need to grab any weeds from over here. Yeah, all this area over here was, oops, done by him. I'll just leave those flowers there. I don't care anymore. But, the tippy top portion was done by me, for the most part. Oop. Forgot one. Okay, any others? Any others? Take a quick look around. Make sure that we got everything. And that pipe over there, leads directly back to my house. Let me first drop this. And then we'll grab this. We don't actually need a money tree at the moment. I don't feel like getting a money tree at the moment, honestly. So, close that back up. Alright. Might just go to the DLC area just to see what we can do, potentially. Also, I'm going to make a wooden box just to have that as an option. Sorry, put that away in my storage and all that. Nearly dropped my phone. What is this? Wide display stand. No, thank you, I'll pass. I don't have room in my house for that. I do need to redo things in my house, actually. That's one thing I really gotta do, is redo things in my house. I need to sell things. I have lots of stuff. Doo-doo. Bup. Alright. Fair enough. It is all junk. I could go fishing, but I don't feel like doing so. I think we'll go back to the house and clean up at least one of the rooms, if not both of the rooms that I'm thinking of cleaning up. There are 2 rooms that I have, generally speaking, decorated for various reasons. Oh right, this is going to be an area where there's new things happening at some point. Right. And then, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay. Let's get ready to move out of Bingors. And of course my mail is absolutely terrible. Falling star. That's neat. Apple stuffed cheeks. Jack. Throw that away. Birthday thing from last year. Fall thing from this year. Birthday thing from last year, potentially? So it was the year beforehand. Why not try making something unusual? Positive money. Basement room is green. The color really pulls together nicely and gives your home a refined feeling. You say that, the entirety of my basement is a jungle. Earned interest. Sign something fun. More interest. My birthday again. Point, face, direction, wall. Yellow furniture situated in the west. That's good feng shui. I don't care. Friga. That's neat. I have not talked to any of the animals yet since I've been gone. Since you've been gone, I can't hang for the first time. Did you know that some items will draw point deduction if they're placed facing the wall? For example, the bubble machine in your first floor right wing. I just placed the items in that particular room, all haphazardly, because I had no reason to do anything to really fully finish that room. Schmoopy. Thank you, Ketchup. I forgot that I gave her that nickname for me. The house is covered in snow, like a thick blanket, one that's cold and wet. As I battle the bitter cold, I think of you, and so for the night. Stay warm, my child. My actual mom does know how to sew. But, she doesn't much. Pen stand. Tea cozy. Jack's portrait. Homemade cake. Lively kitchen mat. Another homemade cake. Another homemade cake. Maid dress. And hand knit sweater. Ketchup gave me the maid dress because she thought it would look good on me. Thanks, Ketchup. What are you trying to say? Why is there a dragonfly? What exactly are you trying to tell me, Miss Ketchup? Whoops. Where is my storage, actually? Upstairs. Upstairs? Okay. Should I change? No. It's not here either because it's also a changing station. Which is a weird concept, but here we are. Where do I put my storage in here? I don't have a place downstairs as part of the problem. Not there. Not there. In here, maybe? Unless I just do it from my, my inventory, which I believe I can do, but... put in storage. Put in storage. 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 Da 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 da. How does that look, actually? Oh, that's adorable! Look at this! Oh, that's lovely. I don't think I actually have seen this one before. Hehehe. That's cute. We can put it under there. Nice. Actually, it's probably... No. Put it under there. That's cute. Anywho. Yeah, I have the kitchen, I have the bedroom upstairs, I have the bathroom in the back room, and the living room in the first room, and then the basement and the side room are all, very Hi, Blue Bear. I'm sort of busy at the moment. It's because they come so goddamn often. That's the part that, like, I'm frustrated by. They come in, like, 5 minutes after I come inside the house. Sorry for showing up all of a sudden. Hi, Blue Bear. I love you, but please go away. Hey, Pumpkin. I was thinking suspicion you might be home, so I popped on by to see you. Thanks. Anywho. Yeah, the back room is the, bathroom. The majority of these rooms are very much so old. In terms of, when I first decorated them. The gyroids in each room are the newest part of each room, but otherwise they're fairly old. I do enjoy the gyroids in this game. I do miss the old ones, but these ones are also very cute. They have nice noises, nice sounds. Like, there's a reason, like, these particular gyroids are in here. The ones up on the wall are all, I believe, percussion types. Whereas, these two down here, this one and then that one's the Arphoid, I believe, are all, you know, actual singing ones. And then there's this room, which currently is... for a while I was doing it seasonal based. It's not really seasonal based at the moment. But, how is this facing towards the wall? You know, whatever. Right now it's a very summery type of room, but I will change this eventually. We have ones on the gyroids on the wall that kind of reflect a summery vibe. Yeah, each room has its own gyroids. What was this song? KK Slack Key, which was one of the newest songs from that big update that happened before a few years back. And then downstairs. The basement. Oh, yawning! Which is a jungle theme. It was a wedding chapel at one point, but right now it's the jungle theme. Music doesn't really necessarily match, and at some point it was also Japanese themed, but I just really like this song. I really like KK Bashment. but I prefer having driving in the upstairs. That's just the music for the living room. It's all fun and games till someone goes home. I hate saying goodbye, but I should head out, lily pad. Goodbye. Let's do this again sometime soon. Okay, alright, see you around. Thank you, Blue Bear. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. See you later. Bye. Yeah, I like driving. That was a song from last game as well as Farewell, but they weren't available to put into the stereo. They do that each game. They have 3 songs that if you mess up the title of a song when requesting from KK, and those 2 songs were part of the 3. Let me clean up this room. Store all those things. Get these out of here. Yeah, we'll change the various things in here. No sounds. And then turn regular lights on. I'll think about what to do about the walls and flooring at another point in time, but for this room we're gonna change it for sure. I don't know if I'm going to change the basement, but definitely we're going to change this one at some point. When a new update comes out, there'll be new things to play around with, so that'll be fun. I can make a Hello Kitty room at some point. I have the Hello Kitty amiibo cards set, so I have like a good chunk of those items. Not all of them. I have to check actually what items specifically I have. Oh no, it's a bit dark and dreary now. Yawning. Specialty goods. I believe I have everybody's poster, but I could check. Yes, yeah, all these Hello Kitty things. Pom Pom Pudding, Kiki and Lala, Cinnamon Roll, My Melody, and Ghetto Beat. And I of course the Mario ones, which were just special from Nintendo themselves. I didn't have to do an amiibo for that. And then of course we have the seasonal stuff, which I already have enough of. Do I have a 12 grape dish? I feel like I do. Berliner, Olivier salad. Here's noodles. Do I have those? I feel like I do, but I could check. Ooh, Zodiac horse figure. I definitely need a Zodiac one. That would be good. So next year's gonna be Year of the Horse. What was this year? Was it Rat? I feel like it was Rat. Maybe it wasn't Rat. I'd have to check like a chart. But I want to say I have all these dishes, but I can check. So first of all, let me check to see whose portraits I have. And whose portraits I am missing, specifically. Because if you noticed when I went upstairs, I have the portraits of every single villager that has lived in town on my wall. So we are missing at least one, I believe. Okay. Yeah, my starting 2 villagers were these 2, Goose and Muffy. Then Hornsby, Bluebear, and Rhonda came in. Bluebear left at one point and then came back to literally the same exact house. I don't know how that happened. Rhonda has been, was here forever. She's gone now, I believe. Then we have Ed, Pate. We have Eugene. He's one of my favorite guys. Jambette, who's been here forever, pretty much. Zucker was here. Oh, I feel bad for not remembering her name at the moment. We're gonna store that and bring it back out. Ooh, come on. And then, storage. Wall things, wall decor, wall mounted. Peaches. Okay, Peaches. Then Octavian, I think. And, oh gosh, what is her name? God bless me. Blanche. Okay, there we go. It's supposed to be pronounced Blanche, but I pronounce it Blanche. And then it's not Leo, because I think Leo's a different one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Leo's a different one. Right? Am I crazy? Yeah, that's Bud. And then Renee, and my mind immediately went from Nichols to Nipples. That is not her name. What is her name? Nibbles is her name. Thank you. Then we have Cube. And she wasn't here for very long. Oh gosh, what is her name? Tipper. Gonzo. Stu. Mac. Ketchup. Spike. Chops. Frigga. These ones are still in my town, so I can at least look at that as a cheat sheet instead. Whoops, wrong way. Graham. Graham is his name. And then now we have Boone here, which I don't really know very well, but he's here, I guess. So I need to get his picture. I don't think I have his picture available for me, though. Yeah, I don't. I have to go and get his picture. Okay. I can do that. Well, let me first check what sort of food-related things I have. Okay. These are not listed in any sort of way, which is not very helpful. I mean, I can always check at another point in time, but we do have seasonal things in here. Okay, so we have Tiger and we have the Snake, but we don't have, like, literally any other Zodiac figure here, which kind of sucks. I don't see winter things here. That is unfortunate. Specific winter things. Mom's candle set. Birthday candles. Okay, so we have enough of those. We have this. I don't know what that even is. We have the homemade cakes, which you can change the flavors of. There's a lot of them. Birthday cupcakes. Got those. First anniversary cake. That's there. Okay, I think... What's this? That's just scones. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna need to buy those things as well at some point. Okay. Not right now, of course, obviously, because I need to get a picture first, but, you know. Let's go ahead and do that, since we have the time. I'm thinking about what I want to do next in terms of streaming stuff, and I want to make sure that, I think one of the things I want to make sure that I do is, make sure that my Sims can still run on my Wii U, because apparently if you don't run games on your Wii U for too long, it breaks, which is so cool. So I'll make sure that still works, hopefully. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. I will not get these. Not right now, at the very least. Let me check what my balance is at the moment. Yeah. ABD? Okay. I don't know what my current balance in terms of the house renovations are. Mr. Tom Nook, I have questions. What should I do? Any more advice to give you? You've accomplished so much. I'm sure you can find your own ways of Okay. Let's talk homes. about my home specifically, because I know I can go up to 5,000. Yes, yes. Every home has a limited potential stake. This next expansion will be your final. It's also the most challenging expansion. Construction fees are higher to match. It requires like 2 million? 1,200,000. Okay, I don't have that at the moment. 1,200,000. That's the next requirement. And then they're going to expand it even further with the update, which yeah, you need that much? You need that much storage space, you hoarders? I mean, I'm one to talk. I am literally surrounded by stuff in my room from back when I was a very small baby and toddler and things. So I'm one to talk, but like, still. You need that much space? Anywho, let's head on over to the special island. To go get the picture. Welcome to your one and only gateway to the skies, the airport. How can I help you today? I want to fly. I want to fly high so I can reach the highest of all of the heavens. I want to go to Hobbs Island because I need to get a picture. Yes, please. I am ready for takeoff. I don't think I've actually talked to Boone yet, Nano. Maybe once, but that's about it. I will talk to the villagers more regularly once the update comes out. Apologies to my little virtual animal friends. Alright, give a quack to Wingback. Thank you, Wilbur. This is nice. Alright. I don't remember what everybody does around here, actually. I am not buying anything from Red, because I actually have everything I need from Red. Or at the very least, the actual, like, the good stuff, I think. Pretty sure my museum is full of the actual, real, art pieces now. If I want to get the fake ones, I can, but I don't feel a need to do so. Okay. So this is where I, set up my little characters to, my little Animal Crossing villagers to take a picture of. Yeah, I know, Amiibo. Amiibo! Boone. Get in here. And then let's give you a good pose. Let's give you a good expression. What are we looking at? I think Boone's like a grumpy villager. That one's fine. Alright. And then... oh gosh, what is it? How do I do the camera? Oh, how do I do the camera? How do I do the special camera? I don't remember how to do the camera. What? Best friends list. Why? Why? I'm gonna ask you to be best friends. Been on my friends list for years and never asked. How do I do the camera? I don't remember. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this really sucks. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna Google it. New Horizons camera controls. It's camera controls. Room. Room, maybe? Shut up about AI mode, I hate you! Camera settings, camera... L. So this pic. Nope, that's not it. That's L. ZL maybe? No. Not that one, that's the chat. That one's nothing. That does nothing. Minus is the save button. Camera app in the Nook phone allows you to use photo mode. Where's the camera app? There it is. Okay. Ooh, baby. In we go. Alright. Alright, do the pose. There we go. Nice. Okay. So I've got the photo now. So now I think it's either the day after or I can do it now. I have to check. Let me make sure. So if I'm correct, it should be available now, but if not, then it's available tomorrow. It is available today. Alright, cool. Place the order. Nice. Okay, so that's gonna come in, and now I will have that. That'll be fun. Do I want to check what everybody has that for selling purposes? What do you have? Hi, Kix. That sure is a whole lot of nothing I don't care about. That's great. Well, I do have to send... well, first I have to check what sort of things I have. Have to do my due diligence. Let me see. First and foremost. No, I don't have that. Okay. Let me see if... O-A-R-D board. Okay, that's surfboard. Yeah, I don't think I have it. That sucks. Okay. I think I never had it actually. But what I do need to search up. And if anybody who's watching knows what I'm about to do, then good on ya. The skeleton is coming out. Regular skeleton, creepy skeleton. Let's send a mossy creepy skeleton. Send it as a gift. A friend. Because this is a joke that has always happened. Oh my god. I hope you like your shiny new creepy skeleton. When would it be that the update comes out? And then 15th, so then what holidays are in January? I don't have my new calendar up yet because it's not January yet. There's no reason for me to do so. Federal holidays, let me see. Because it's like President's Day? Is that correct? Am I going crazy? Yeah, okay, it's Washington's birthday is February, and then Martin Luther King Jr. Day is in January. Okay, I just want January holidays. I'm not really looking for like... Christ almighty. Okay, well, Wikipedia probably helped me. Let's see, what else we got? Observances. Alright, cool. We have month-long ones, then we have various holidays that are movable. National Non-Smoking Week is in Canada for the 3rd full week of January. That's fun. Wellness Week also in Canada. The same week. The Auckland Anniversary Day. It's January 29th, so that's something for New Zealand. And then we have obviously New Year's. 2nd, the 3rd, 7th, American holidays. That's not one I know. Ratification Day, that's something. I don't know what that is. Ratifying the Constitution? That's a day? Nobody's ever celebrated it here. National Popcorn Day is January 19th, thanks. And Cheese Day is the 20th. Alright. Yeah, that's good. Various national days that aren't really important. Okay, so the ones I'm thinking about are in, February. So since that's the closest, holiday. Okay. Junior. Oops, hang on. Day. And then space. Make sure that's nice and centered. Yes. Happy MLK Junior Day. The skeleton is unrelated. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Alright. Okay, now I can order things from the other rest of the stuff, and I think that's probably gonna be about it for today, actually. Get the specialty goods, head on back over to the house. So, 12 grape dish. I don't think I have that. And then, I feel like I have the Berliner, but I don't think I have the Olivier. This one. I don't think I have this one. I don't know if I have the New Year's noodles. I also don't know if I have the Yutnori. Not sure about that one. I know I have this one because I looked at those. I looked at these. I definitely have those. I have to check. I think. Yeah, it's probably about all I really need to do for today. Let's head on out. I always prefer, like, at least trainwreck chocolate pies with reporting tango snowboarding is go. Do you require assistance over? I would like to go home, please. Want to bust Bunsen burners and bounce back to Cherrytown? Thinking if I want to go to the island or not. I could do it off stream. Thank you for congratulations. It took a lot less time because I had a break from it. A lot of times it's just I have to take a break from a game when I'm really stuck on it and then come back to it later on, like days or potentially weeks or months afterwards when I get stuck on something. But yeah, anything else I need to potentially do on the island today? I don't really think so. I can check the... No, let's actually see if Boone's home, because I believe he is. And I think this is his house. This looks like it's probably his house. Yeah, I think I'm gonna check if I can still play My Sims on my Wii U. And if that's an issue, then I will instead play Style Savvy Trendsetters next time. Don't know yet, though. Hello? Excuse me. You have no music here, dude. We finally meet up. You're the whole reason I moved here, but I hadn't seen you, so I thought maybe you left. I'm so pumped I finally ran into you. We're gonna get this whole island sweating, ba-boom. Oh. That's the wrong one. I thought he was a grumpy villager. He's actually a sporty villager. I was wrong. I gave him the wrong thing. The wrong expression for the photo I took of him. Cook up a storm. Oh, right, I need to make the box. Did I make the box? I didn't make the box. I gotta make the box. Boom! Get out of my way! I have to make a box! It's very important. Bye! And off the stream of me making a wooden box. Now that's quality content right there. Where is it? Here. Let's craft. Let's get cooking. Where is it? It's down here. There it is. I cannot wait for the moment in which I am able to create multiple items at once It only took them literally 5 years, but we can do it now. It'll be so exciting. Also, I need to customize my shovel so that it doesn't break. That's a thing I do. Green, because it's got the blue in there. Let me see what kind of customizations that the box has, actually. Because it says it has customizations on it. Alright, natural, brown, the typical woods. We got pink and green in there, as well as red. That's fun. And then we can also put a label on it. Fruits, vintage, antique, handle with care, bright stickers, shipping stickers, colorful stickers, and then of course we have the patterns and the custom design ones. I don't have many. This is the one I use for my eyebrows on my character, and this one is just one that potentially I can use for like having a stubble. Yeah, these are the only other ones that I really have here that I've customized. I have not customized like any other patterns, I don't think. Designs. Yep. Let's give it fruits. And make it brown? Red? Green? Let's go with this nice brown color because it kind of looks a little bit reddish. I might need to get more customized boxes too. Eventually, not right now though. But I think that's gonna be it for today. Alright, get out of here. They probably should. There's probably a lot of different people who actually use those custom designs that are not me that need those. I'm assuming you're one of them. Saving, do not touch. Oh, oh, I forgot to. I usually record the announcement when I first start up the game. I don't think I recorded them. But I take a screenshot when I start the game, I take a screenshot when I end the game. That's the general rule of thumb for me. And that takes forever and a half to load, because this is the Switch one, and it's it's a almost 8-year-old, no, almost 9-year-old console. It's doing its best. I'm not transferring this over to the Switch 2, because I don't often play it. As of now. I'd rather not. Actually, let me check. Did I record it? I don't think I did. I did not! No! Ah, well. Anywho. Yeah, it's gonna be it for today. Where's my mouse? There we go. But yeah, when I come back, it will either be Style Savvy Trendsetters or My Sims, most likely. And if not those, then probably Minecraft. Because I keep playing Minecraft a lot lately. But, I'm glad that Sonic is now over. We can call that one done and in the books. I don't know when exactly I'll be streaming next, but sometime this week. Most likely not on New Year's Day, because I'm going to see my grandparents that day, I think. As far as I know, that's what the tentative arrangements are. But maybe sometime, maybe, like, on a Wednesday? I don't know. Wednesday or Friday or something like that. I don't know. Anywho. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today, I think? Yeah. Okay. Bye.